So if you basically had like someone's like Google page, like Google business page, and you had like 90 minutes to maybe like help it rank better in SEO, what are some of the things you would do?
So 90 minutes, I would,
Not a lot of time.
not a lot of time, but I would go in and make sure that all of their services are updated and look to be correct, verify that, all the information's matching, add really high quality photos, make sure that they have FAQs. That's really important. And then adding in near me in the FAQs it's definitely very helpful. So if you're not doing that, you should be doing that.
Because, I think a lot of people think about just like search and SEO, but also that's going to affect like your Google Maps search rankings as well, right? Which I don't think a lot of people think about. And that's like the SEO side, right? You want it clean. We've got to post, you're going to do those little things you just said. But then, obviously Google ads are kind of like another like can of worms. Like, let's just start with this. Kind of like if you sort of did like a pros, cons, it seems like the age old question is like, I buy internet leads or I spend some money on Google ads. What do you do? Right. I think you might be a little biased towards one, but, we use both at our agency and I recommend that to my clients. But what are sort of your thoughts on that sort of like internet lead versus Google ads debate?
I think what I would do, I would be tracking all the time. If I was an agent, I would want to know how many leads I generated, how many quotes were given, how many policies were bound, and then really kind of calculate those costs and how much am I spending. If you don't track it, you're not going to know. And your team is a big part of that, asking where the traffic's coming from and then documenting it and making sure that you have a good grasp on where your leads are coming from. And then that way, like, okay, maybe these leads that I'm buying aren't as good as these Google ads or my SEO. Those are free. So that's basically, I would just say track everything. Sure.
Track everything. And I think that's kind of a good point, which kind of might be sort of towards the answer of like, when you're initially working with agents and maybe they're hesitant to start working with you, hesitant to start doing some Google ads, what are some of the misconceptions about social and paid search, and ads? What are some misconceptions you find with some of the agents that kind of like stop them from wanting to even get started?
That marketing is just posting on social media. In reality, it's about building trust and visibility across all your touch points. People are looking at your reviews. They're looking at what kind of events you're doing. They want to work with someone that they connect with. Really, it's about connection.
Okay. Well, and what I think too, feel free to disagree with me on this, but I feel like at its core, what marketing really becomes, well, first it's the action of being known, right? Like through, whatever means necessary. But then the way you do that is through just a lot of testing, right? And that's why you got to track, right? Marketing is really like, when I first started learning about marketing and I market myself, our agency, I thought it was just like, like how do you make this like ad, like look cool, sound good, be interesting. But what I didn't realize is like, yes, it's that, but really you got to test a bunch of different things, see what's working, do more of that, do more of what doesn't work, right?
Absolutely. You're constantly reevaluating what's working, what's not working. You have to just put it out there, see if it's, getting the traffic, getting the conversions. And if it's not, let's fix it. Let's optimize it,